I'm going to give you a definition of effective groundwork, and then we're going to put this little plan into place. Let me have that bay horse, Blaine. You want that? Thank you, sis. Now, I started this colt when she was a 2-year-old. She's 6. Rode her for 2 weeks. She didn't have nothing to offer. Had to beat every step out of her. I had an epiphany, and we went down a different road. This horse here should have been, according to her paperwork, should have been in the cutting pit, and a good one. She'd rather give little kids rides for a nickel. That's okay. These horses that we work with today will not lie to us. If something bothers them, it truly bothers them. If they're unable to perform a maneuver, they truly can't do it. No amount of force, no amount of firming up is going to make a horse be something it's not. All you got to do is go to the Western Pleasure Pen and you'll see that. There's horses in the Western Pleasure Pen going so slow that they're splitting their hocks and the front edge are bouncing up and down. Those horses are not physically able to perform that event, but people have forced them to be what they're not. This kind of groundwork, everything I do in this little demo will directly translate to a saddle work exercise. I've got this mare following a field. She's not afraid of my tools. I'll just rope her. Megan's horse might have trouble with this because it's been showed forever and they don't do this kind of stuff. It's non-typical to show horses. But this horse don't care. If I was sitting on this horse's back, maybe so I would pick up. She's being heavy and stiff. There, she got soft. I might put my leg in this horse's flank and she might move her hip. That's a lead departure. That's a lead change. I might take my leg off and she gets soft again. I might touch her right jaw and it cause her left front foot to step over. That's a turn, isn't it? That's a spin. We're going to ask her again to be soft. I'm going to take my thumb and I'll show you guys how to do this. This is what we're going to cover today. I'm kicking her in the belly. She's licking her lips. She doesn't mind it. This mare is not as athletic as one of the other horses here. This mare is really stiff and quiet. It's a long ways to her heart. Don't hold it against her. There. I bumped her belly. That little sorrel you're holding on to, you bump her belly, she'll probably fold up and jump sideways. We'll see. Now I'm going to put my leg here in this flank, and I'm not pushing hard, I'm just asking her to move her body part. And then I take that leg off, and I ask her again to flex and be soft. Follow that feel. When you're doing groundwork, your rope or your trailing stick is your leg. If you're hitting these horses in a place that your leg can't touch, it's not going to help you much when you're riding, is it? I can spank this horse on the butt. People ride with dressage whips, and I do occasionally ride with a dressage whip myself. But I use it for forward motion, and I don't ever beat on their butt unless I've got a direction for them to go. But that goes back to them not being afraid of my tools. I'm going to throw that rope across her back. A lot of you guys will have this part of it figured out pretty good. I'm going to touch the right left jaw and move the right front foot. soon as that right front foot moves, I'm going to take the pressure off. This would be a really good way to teach a horse how to follow that feel on the front end. If we touch, she's swinging her butt out. We don't want her to. I want her left front foot to step over. There, there, there. There. If we can get that part, we'll go to this part today. I want her to follow that feel around there. Now you'll see there's an exercise that you can do. On the first ride, most people make it a big deal because they can't get their horses to go where they want to go. But if we've got this part figured out, I can pick up and get that hip and reach out and get that shoulder. I can send her around here. I pick up to my imaginary hip bone, up for the hip and out for the shoulder. Real light, real soft. If you'll notice, more than anything else, all the stuff we're doing with this horse bothers it this much. Okay. So if we've got control of the hip and we've got control of the shoulder, maybe so we'll get control of the rib cage. Very nice. And turn her into that bend. If we could do that, we're going to pick up while she's still moving her hip and go left and right. This little mare dropped her head and backed up. Licking her lips.